The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para-X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Dead Zone WDZRDB Worldwide. Welcome to the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
January 12th, Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show, our first show of the 2020 year. And we got another first coming up, too. Our buddy Scotty Rourke is going to be on tonight. It's going to be great. We've seen him for years at different conventions, at Mid-South and what have you. Never had him on. Tonight he's going to be on. He's going to be talking about his Z-Talk radio network and Psychics Unite. Stay tuned. You're going to like it.
Millions of people are affected by the Para-X bug.
I realize that it is something that will stay with me for the rest of my life and long into the afterlife as well.
If you have the Para-X bug, there is hope.
With a nightly visit to the Para-X website and intensive past life regression therapy, I can control it.
Even with the Para-X bug, I can still lead an active life of radio show hosting, paranormal investigating, evidence checking, attending conferences, book writing, keeping up with the latest technology, and still keep my 40-hour-a-week day job.
If you think that you have the Para-X bug or know someone who might, visit para-x.com. And remember, you are not alone.
I am not alone.
I
am not alone.
The Para-X bug may cause the urge to chase shadow people, visit exotic haunted locations, adopt a pugwudgie, or spend all of your time trying to figure out the laws and principles of paranormal investigation. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects.
Sudden visions of full-body apparitions, or feeling the covers being pulled off you in the middle of the night by unseen hands, may also be signs of exposure to the Para-X bug.
The use of Para-X may be habit-forming, and an overwhelming desire to provoke spirits may be a serious side effect. If these symptoms last more than 4 hours, you should quickly consult a trusted witch and have her cast a "What the hell are you thinking?" spell on you. If symptoms persist, please contact the Para-X Radio Network Homeland Security Team for further instructions.
The Para-X bug may cause urges for late-night speaking with spirits and ghosts. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects. Overwhelming desire to try provoking a spirit may be a serious side effect. Those with Para-X bug effects lasting more than 4 hours should consult Para-X or see a professional. Sudden outbursts at the mention of orbs may be a sign of exposure to the Para-X bug. Use of Para-X may be habit-forming. Use caution when engaging in Para-X chat.
Your source for everything paranormal. Para-X.
If all radio stations in town were palm trees, we'd be the one with the biggest coconuts.
Here are the one, the only Dead Zone.
Hey, welcome back to the Dead Zone. We've got the owner of Z-Talk Radio Network and Psychic Medium and Psychics Unite organizer on the phone. I'm not going to say who it is right now. I'm just going to let you hang on because I've got Dustin Coffee right next to me.
I'm here.
How's it going, buddy?
Sometimes, not usual, but always. But, yeah.
Well,
I'm doing well. How about yourself, Mr. Lee Poy?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. I'm kind of feeling a little under the weather, but, you know, that's nothing unusual, right?
Right.
Anyway.
At our age.
Yeah, I'm older than dirt, dude.
It's better than under the ground.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
No kidding. And that happens a lot. I didn't,
yeah, and these days, really quickly with a lot of people.
Yes.
From our generation.
Absolutely.
Anyway, you guys know who you have on the phone here, Mr. Scotty Rourke. How are you, sir?
How we doing, Mr. Scotty?
I'm great. How are you guys? It's a wonderful cold weather in Wisconsin, just like we like it.
I wish. It's raining here.
Playoffs, we're all good.
Hey, that's right. Go Pack, go.
Yeah.
I'm all about it, my man.
Yeah, I wish it was here. It's like it's raining here, and it's just miserable and just nasty weather right now.
All right, Scotty, are you stunned that there's a Packer fan down here in the middle of Indiana?
No, there's Packer fans all across the world.
That's right.
All across the world.
Packers are the world's team right there.
That's right.
Cowboys no longer.
Nope.
It's so bad that the Cowboys had to hire our old coach.
That's exactly
to get them to be like us. So
my mom's a Dallas fan, and I texted her the other day and said, "Looked like it got a little greener in Dallas."
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
And that actually the concept of hiring him came as a referral from Jason Garrett himself.
Oh, yeah.
I was reading an article about that today.
Wow.
Yep. He knew he was gone.
He was gone, yeah.
He was a great coach, and we loved him when he was here, and we like our new guy now, too, so everything's working out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Very cool.
So, on to some paranormal stuff, because I'm sure we could talk about the Packers for this entire
Oh, yeah,
show,
well, not with me, no. I'm a Saints fan, and I don't,
Oh, yeah.
We got ripped off again, but I'm not going to go there.
It happens a lot.
Dude, that call was never mind. Anyway.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. So, owner at Z-Talk Radio, why are we not on your network, man? We'll get to that later.
It's easy to do. It's just like it's the exact same format as you're on another network. I think ParaX.
Yeah.
Runs the exact same way. Same encoder. Just you take my numbers and away you go.
There we go. Okay. Now, Psychic Medium at Psychics Unite, the organization. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, Psychics Unite was created by my wife, Terry, about 4 years ago. But we've been talking about this for close to 7 now.
Right.
We have had this idea for many, many years. I know at all the events that we go to, we've talked to people about this. But it was one of these things that my wife had where she knew that I had nobody to turn to through my life, and that she met somebody at one of her jobs that had nobody to turn to. All of a sudden, she brought it up, and this lady just went forward and told her everything that was going on with her.
Right.
It was like nobody had anybody to talk to.
Right.
Nobody to believe. So that's where Psychics Unite came from, was let's create a group across the United States.
Yes.
With a place for people to go that they have ability, think they have ability, have ghosts, have spirits in their house, don't know who to turn to, don't know how to work with them, don't have any questions or have any answers.
Right.
You can just go in and work. We kind of call ourselves like AARP for psychics.
Oh, that's
pretty good.
awesome.
I like that.
But it's a local meeting place to provide support, education, and networking for the like-minded people, right?
Right. Yeah, we are. I mean, we're across. They know that on ParaX, one of the hosts here, Tina Marie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's got a group in Indiana.
Yeah.
We have groups in Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, all over the place.
All across. Awesome. Yeah, and you've got a website you can go to.
Midwest, and we have one that just opened in Albuquerque, New Mexico, that's doing real well. They held their first festival or conference, and it went really well. So we're excited to see them growing. We've got a couple more meetings for a couple other places.
That's cool.
Open tomorrow in Ohio and in that area, Kentucky.
And that's an online deal, and each individual, from their perspective, states or
yeah, we're all on Facebook. You just do Psychics Unite, your state, and then the city that you're closest to see if there's a local group there.
Right, psychicsunite.com.
You just do Psychics Unite on Facebook and you'll find Psychics Unite organization, and that's the big group.
And there is the website, psychicsunite.com.
Correct.
Yeah, very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a place that we've seen the help. And we've noticed that in this time of that things are starting to change here. I mean, I've been in the paranormal for quite a while, but I'm starting to see it into a phase where it's becoming more spiritual. People are growing.
Yes.
People are understanding. People are accepting. They're looking for more in their lives. I know when we first started giving readings, people asked me, so who am I going to find as a boyfriend? And what job am I going to get? And how's the money? I don't get that much anymore.
Right.
Help me with my gifts. Help me with this. Help me.
Right.
Help me. Or I have a child that's like, just help me.
Yeah.
And we're there. We're there to help. So
Absolutely,
awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. And I can't believe you are our first guest, by the way, of 2020. Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, we did a couple.
We've seen you how many times now? Off and on at
Mid-South.
Yeah.
For decades.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while.
And it's amazing. It's our first time having you on, and it's cool. I'm happy to have you, man.
Absolutely.
Very
I'm
cool.
excited to be here. So.
And you I looked at your Facebook page or your profile. It says you were quote a psychic or a paranormal investigator. Did you just quit that now or what?
No, I'm still doing that. I work with a couple groups with Tim Miley, out of Oshkosh area up here where I'm calling from tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I work with a group out of Northern Illinois. Very excited. Shadow Hunters down there. So I work with a few groups locally here.
Oh yeah, Shadow Hunter. Yeah. Speaking of Shadow Hunters,
I trust the group because I need to know that they're like mine. They're not going out trying to scare customers or or anybody.
Absolutely. Or scam.
Not
necessarily scare, but scam, and I hate that.
Yeah, that too. The scare is there though. The biggest thing is you can't tell me how many people say that there's something negative in their house.
Yeah.
But how do you even know what it is when you catch a boy turn an EVP that's growly? That doesn't mean that that's negative.
Yeah.
That means that that's how that came through.
Right.
Who is that spirit? What is that spirit trying to say?
Right.
And how are you going to be able to work with it? That's the difference.
Right. I think a lot of people that either are uneducated in the paranormal field or the ones that first become investigators, because we all started somewhere, but I think a lot of people that aren't as in-depth in the paranormal field as we are, when something happens, maybe they're not used to it, and it makes them feel a certain way, that it causes them to believe it's a negative or bad entity or spirit, when actually they actually don't have a clue right yet, but the initial feeling they get from it is negative or bad because they're not used to it, and it probably scared the hell out of them.
Well, as we all know, there are certain situations, if you in certain places, just normal, like unshielded wiring, that kind of thing, in a home, can give you bad vibes.
Sure.
And if you're in there long enough, it gets worse and gets worse. If it's like black mold, right?
Yeah. Right. In a mental mind, your mindset on things going on in your life right now. You catch an area where things aren't going the greatest with your job and with your family and this, that, and the other, and all that negativity that you're working through can cause us
snowball. It snowballs.
Yeah,
sure. It will snowball.
So
but the other thing is too is I work with a lot of young mediums and psychics and of the like, and I always when I'm training and teaching everybody, I said tell me the difference between hate, anger, frustration, and depression.
Ooh, very good.
That is pretty cool, yeah. And they all kind of go hand in hand.
And I said, so if their spirit is giving you that, which one is it?
Right.
And there's a lot more in that realm that I could talk all night in that realm.
Sure.
They're so close
in
emotion. How do you know what it is unless you're really working with that spirit?
Right.
Sure. Absolutely.
So unless you're thoroughly engaged with the spirit and working with the spirit and trying to find the true cause of it, then you're not doing great for the homeowner or the spirit.
Right.
The other thing is there is a group of paranormal investigators out there that their only goal in life is to be on TV.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Well,
and so to do that, they need that kick in their episode, their TV show, whatever they're doing, or how they do it. They need that kick that something negative came up to it.
Yeah, they gotta have that bit of drama.
Right.
instead of saying, "Oh, isn't it cool that this person's grandma came up, showed them all their life beforehand, gave them the time when they went on this trip, and they did this and had this"? Isn't that more cool than having somebody say, "Oh, I got scared because somebody woke me up out of my sleep"?
Right.
What?
Right.
Yeah. Very true.
I mean,
very
I
true.
would rather watch a show about the cool things in somebody's life that a spirit's bringing up and trying to help that person get through the issues they're having with those cool things.
Right.
Remember when you did this? Remember when you had this ability? Remember when you had the confidence that you don't have now? That's why we're here trying to get you that.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot here.
95% of the stuff, that's what spirit's here for.
Right, we talk about this a lot. I mean, I'm the worst person. I can't believe more people don't just hate me, because I think pretty much 3/4 of everything you see on TV is bull crap. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but that's the truth. That's the way I feel. That's the way, and I've always been that way.
Sure, and most of the shows where they do the live reenaction and that kind of thing.
Well, I've got one coming up. But,
sure, but what I'm saying, what I'm getting at with that is to touch on the lines that you're talking about, Scotty, is they focus only on when the people were scared and they felt tormented or whatnot. They don't ever touch on when a spirit or an entity has been there to kind of guide them through some stuff.
Right, and the producers will manipulate things.
You hit it right there. That's the word.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna bash the guys on TV, because all of them, like you guys know, I know as many as you, if not more. I know them all.
Right.
You know, and I've talked to all of them, and some are my bestest friends in the world, like Scott Pepperman and Paul Bradford. Bestest friends in the world. Okay, I know when they did the show, they didn't do stuff to fake.
Right.
It doesn't mean that the producers, the editors, didn't make it change so that they had no control over that.
Right. I've heard that so many times.
They have no control over what goes over the air.
No.
Entertainment television.
Absolutely. Yeah, you sign a contract.
Yeah.
You do, and you can't do anything about it.
Absolutely.
But the guys that are on the TV get the bigger platforms to do better, and the work they're doing now and the events they're doing now and helping people now, that's what it's about. That's where the bigger platform comes out. And I understand that being on TV, you do get a bigger platform.
Yes.
And you're able to end up helping more people in it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it.
There's a couple that aren't.
There are always those few in the bunch.
I think most of the people that are getting helped by the people that are on TV, and some of those are my friends too. You know that.
Yeah, I do know.
I think they're helping the people that sell equipment, which is what we do, a 101. Anytime anyone wants to come, we do a 101. You don't need all that gear. Yeah.
Correct.
You don't need that. I mean, it's great to have the toys, and we love to have the toys. I love playing with the toys. We've got one coming up. Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah, we got a residential. I'm not going to take anything, but just a few pieces, and that's it, because that's all you need. In my opinion.
The best tool, the best tool is your brain.
Is your mind. Whoa, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And your ability to understand spirit when it's there.
Right.
And that's what it is. I mean, it's that connection with the other side that to me is the most amazing thing about this field.
Absolutely.
And I think it's overlooked because of people wanting to go to a haunted location and being scared.
Right.
Instead of breaking up and saying, "Hi, Grandma."
Sure.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And
I had a case where a lady called me and wanted me to do a walkthrough with her house.
Right.
And we were on Skype, and so she's showing me around and saying all this stuff. And she goes, "Now, there's a demon in my house, and I want you to get rid of it." First of all, I'm not a Catholic, so...
There's a demon in my house. Oh, wow.
So I'm not that, so I can't do your rituals anyway.
Did you tell her to call Zach?
I would look around, and so at the end, I go to her, and I said, "So what do you want me to happen?" She goes, "I want the demon out of my house." I said, "Okay, so you want me to tell your dad to get out of the house?" She went, "What?" I said, "Yeah, you want me to tell your dad, who stands by your desk and watch you work, that you want him out of the house."
Exactly.
And
crying.
how'd that go? Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I'm like, you know, work with your dad. Your dad's here to help you. Your dad's, you know, the same person he was in your life. You know, he's here to support you, and you've been missing him, so he's showing up more.
Right.
But I said, but you get so freaked out by people. But then, I mean, I'm not just trying to say it's paranormal investigators, because I've known psychics that have done the same thing.
Yeah,
I had a psychic here in Madison tell a homeowner that just because they're watching Steve Deshavi and Death Files, that this person came through the TV and is affecting their house and doesn't want anything beautiful in their house anymore, so she lost the ring and blah, 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 and all this stuff. Wow. What are you talking about?
Wow.
So we went over to Miley's, you know, paranormal team. They and I went over to the house, and we within moments knew what was going on. So
right.
It's just sad when people do that to make, I don't know, to make themselves important, make feel better, and it's not that.
Right.
Any communication with spirit is the most amazing thing in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what? To flip the coin, we have this happen all the time. People will contact us with these outrageous stories and want us to come check this out, and you know, we delve into the background and what's going on. It's completely bogus. They want either they'll write a 3-page essay on why they need us there when we say okay, tell us this, tell us that, tell us the other thing, and never hear from them again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because they know that you figured it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's, I mean, that's how we approach our investigations. We have a few different angles, you know, and every team's different and whatnot. But there are kind of what you're saying about how amazing it is to have this connection. With these TV shows and it being paranormal becoming a mainstream deal, it has allowed a few people to come out of the shadows who, for a long time, were afraid to say anything about this. But it also brought some of the crazies with it. But I remember I had a conversation with my uncle, and I was telling him that these messages that my grandfather was giving me, and he was just completely disregarding anything I had to say because he's like, well, that's my father. I mean, if he wants me to have these messages, why won't he come to me? And I'm like, dude, it's because you're too closed off. You don't want to believe that this is a possibility, and therefore the door's not open for you to do this communication. And once I got him to kind of understand that it's, you got to kind of invite it in a way, or at least be open to it, you know, then he started getting messages from his dad, and I don't see Grandpa as often.
Right. Well, you know what Michelle says about me when we go. I mean, I am the skeptic of our group, and she says I've closed myself off to the point to where I don't see what you guys see.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I try to open myself up, but like this one, we're going on. I'm going to get off point. I'm getting off topic like we always do. This one Saturday, I'm kind of interested in it, but not really. You know what I mean? I know the backstory. I know what's going on there, and which is probably a bad thing. But yeah.
But I mean, with you and Michelle being so close to it, it gives me with me not getting as much information, it gives me an opportunity to be the outsider looking in,
right?
You know, and take that aspect. But to kind of touch on that a little bit more, can you tell us a little bit about your team and how your members are? How you guys rock? And
well, you really don't have a team though, right? I mean, you kind of...
Yeah, I don't. I work with a couple teams.
Yeah, you just...
and his team out of northern Illinois, they're amazing. Shadow Hunters, and they're an incredible team.
Yeah,
they
and
events,
I was going to say earlier, you mentioned Shadow Hunters.
Fundraisers for Australia. They're a great team. Tim Miley's team up here I work with. I work with a group out of Milwaukee, Charles Bruss and his team.
Right.
So I mean, I do work with groups, and I call into events, but I mean.
I was going to say earlier. You mentioned Shadow Hunters. You've got an event coming up with Shadow Hunters and a good friend of ours, a friend of the show, Ursula.
Yeah, Ursula's amazing.
She is sweet.
Ursula,
She's the sweetest lady.
A lot of her events being here from Wisconsin, and she's from Chicago.
Yeah.
Just love Ursula. Yeah, she's going to be at that one coming up here in March, I think.
I had it written down, but I've lost it now. It's
that's okay. So yeah, Nick Darlow and Shadowhunters, man, they're a great team.
Yeah.
Sure.
Tim Miley's and all his work he's doing for animals, the animal shelters.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more to this than just going out and being scared. And
absolutely.
Putting your images on the internet.
Yeah,
that's not what it's about. And the teams that I work with aren't that either. You know, we're here
good
to
deal.
help.
Good deal. Yeah.
And I guess that's the biggest difference between who I'm going to help and work with to, you know,
You're back.
That's out here for the real reason.
You backed away from your mic there a little bit, but okay, that's cool. You're back. You're back.
And to clarify, I did hear you say that you work with all these other teams. I just didn't hear you say you don't have a base team. My fault. I apologize for that.
That's okay. No, I don't have a base team. I don't. I call myself a freelancer, so I will.
Hey, right on.
If you're called and need help, I will be there.
There you go.
If it has to do with children, I'm there right away.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's the way we are too. We take special precaution and interest in cases that deal with children. It's I don't know. I've always felt that the elderly and children are our responsibility, and you know it touches a special place in my heart for sure.
That's always been one of the scariest things to me. I can see a shadow figure, fine, I don't care, whatever. But the ghost, the air quotes ghost of a little child would scare the crap out of me. I don't know why, but I mean, I'm not kidding. I would try to maintain, but that would just freak me out so bad. I don't know why I've always been that way.
Well, it's just because it's sadder to have a
yes, I think so. Yeah, you might be right.
Or not helping. And
yeah,
I know when I worked with Ghost Walk Studios, that were doing the documentary on Lily. Lily's Cry is the name of the documentary.
Yeah.
I mean, this girl's been here almost 300 years.
Isn't that horrible?
She's still not thought through.
No, isn't that horrible? Now, why? I'm going to ask you this, and I say this all the time with all the pay-to-plays, and I know people are going to hate me for this again. I don't know why you don't already, because I say it all the time. You go to these places, a legitimate... What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
If you go to these places to help, why don't you make an effort to get those spirits out of there and
I do.
Where they need to be?
But the thing is, once again, remember, in this world we have free will.
Right.
That's the one thing that we have.
Right.
This side, that side, every side. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that we're given. So we have our own choices. And I've talked to the spirit here, Lily.
Yeah.
She wants her story told. She
Right.
knows that she needs to cross over.
Absolutely.
But she doesn't want to because she doesn't want it. She wants to make sure she's here.
She wants to stay there. So it's her choice.
It's her choice, yeah.
Okay. All
and
right.
I've asked her many times. You know, the other thing is, you know, you talk about like jails or, you know, why are the spirits still in jails?
Yeah.
I mean, or I call them ghosts.
Or asylums or whatever, yeah.
I talk them differently.
Yeah.
Ghosts to me are the ones that are stuck here on Earth.
Yes.
And spirits are the ones that have crossed over and come back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So when I talk about a ghost, that means that somebody's stuck on Earth here yet. And now ghosts in jails are here because they were told before they were dead was the fact that they were scum.
Yeah.
They had no redeeming value, even though if it was an accident or whatever, they
Right.
killed somebody. Now they're going to go to hell for it because
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
the way it is.
Yeah.
So when you die, you want to cross over, you know,
No.
you're going to go to hell, even though there is no hell.
Okay.
They still believe that because they were taught that way.
Right.
Okay, well.
And the prison where they were had some form of community,
Yes.
had some form of hierarchy, had relationships, had families.
So that's their home. That's where they want to stay.
That's their home. Then that's why
Yeah.
they're still there. Because,
Okay,
and
I
they're
get
not
you.
going to leave because they don't want to be judged
Right.
by religion telling them that they were going to hell
Right.
because they did it, and they're not. But you still can't cross them because they're not going to take that choice.
Yeah, no, they've been told that since birth.
Well, that's the first time that's been explained to me, and what? How many years now? Yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah, okay,
that makes perfect sense.
That does make sense. Okay, well, very cool.
They can still be quiet while the night security guard's working.
Some people will cross for you. Some people won't.
Right.
You know, it's just the way it is, and that's why.
It's the circumstances, right?
Correct, and that's why you still go in and try to work with that person, that spirit, because there's still somebody that lived. They're still a spirit.
Right.
They're still there for a reason. They still have loved ones. They still have maybe loved ones that are still alive.
Yeah.
They're still around, and even though they made the mistake in life, are we going to hold them to it forever?
Right.
And the answer is no.
Right.
Because and I'll probably get hate mail over this, but I even believe that, that Hitler and others will be forgiven.
Well, you never know. And that's another thing we've talked about before. I think if there was ever just the most god-awful haunted place, it would be one of the, whichever one, Auschwitz or something like that. I mean, my God, can you imagine? See,
no, I don't. I mean, I've been to Ground Zero in New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I've gone there, and I've gone to Gettysburg too. Okay, so those are like some of the major ones here in the United States.
Yeah.
Okay, and I would only think Auschwitz would be even more than these two, or probably these two combined.
Yeah.
Because the amount of men that were killed in Gettysburg was astronomical. But
the suffering, though, and what the mental state that they were put through. I mean, oh my God.
Right. Exactly. And when you look at it, the spirits aren't really there anymore because they're spirits. There are a few ghosts that roam the area yet, but most of them are spirits. Most of them are that, what we always talk about, that residual energy.
Yeah.
That negative feeling that's there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I got at 9/11, and I was so glad that I didn't see thousands of people there. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I was just like, oh, thank God they've all crossed. Because that to me would be even more sad. You know what I mean? Is that they're still going to live that and be in that thing. And once you cross over, you forgive. You become of love. That's what the other side is.
Right. But I would think though,
everything that you've done, everything that you did, you forget and you become of love and you remember and you love and that's what spirits become.
Right.
And that's what I want TV shows to show.
Right.
Is that.
I always thought though that was such an instantaneous. I mean, not for all of them. I understand that, but such just you're alive and now you're dead. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to the suffering.
When accidents happen, spirits still stay around because they don't realize that they were just alive and now they're dead.
Right. As opposed to all the suffering and what went on in those camps. That's just kind of where I was coming at with that. Anyway.
But I wouldn't, as a spirit, I wouldn't want to live that the rest of my eternity.
Oh my God, no.
By staying there, you know what I mean?
No, that's what, and again, I'm a tortured spirit. They can't get out. Maybe they need help getting out. I don't know.
Correct. Yeah, and I'm not sure. I have not been there, but I know, like in New York, the spirits aren't there. In Gettysburg, the spirits aren't there.
Right.
I do see spirits there.
Yeah, I've seen spirits in Gettysburg. Now, we've been invited to Gettysburg, and I'm kind of intrigued about that. I would like to go there. We've never done that. What's your opinion on that? I mean, I've seen all these videos, and a lot of people talk about this, that, and everything, and of course the TV shows. What's your real opinion on that, on Gettysburg?
My real opinion of Gettysburg is that it's an amazingly
powerful place,
residual energy place.
A powerful place. Yeah, you can feel it, right?
You can feel it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I've even seen regiments marching and stuff like that, but it's not the regiment that's all there.
Right.
It's like a residual clip of what happened.
Right, and that's something that you can see because you have this ability, not necessarily everyone else. Right.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's what it is, and that's what I get out of Gettysburg. Yes, it's amazing, and yes, I can see history, I can see the past, I can see, things like that. So that's probably what I'm seeing more than even anything. But I just don't get the ghosts that are still there haunting it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not that type of place.
So it's more or less like you say. It's residual. It's just a recording of what happened there.
Yeah. What happened is correct, right?
Okay,
and
very cool.
And it's not great. I mean, it's not like the most exciting place on the face of the earth. These are quite sad.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I was very
absolutely.
depressed and very upset over the place. But then we did some investigations. Like I did an investigation with Tim Shaw there, and we had some crazy crap happen. So there are ghosts there, but then there are ghosts everywhere. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. For sure.
Very cool. Okay. We're going to run out of time here. I want to ask you one more thing about your new school. What's going on with that?
Oh, I had a vision over the last couple of months. I was like, okay, what's 2020 going to be for me?
Right.
And I've created a school where I'm going to. I really wanted to. And it's going to be funny, but I really wanted to be in the future to be the Hogwarts.
Oh, that would be great, man. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And I'm going to be. I'm going to be Dumbledore.
You're going to be Dumbledore. Okay, very cool.
Yeah. I really wanted a place of learning, and we're going to do it under the umbrella of Psychics Unite.
Very
cool. A place where people can come for retreats and take classes and do online classes. And it's going to be the school for spiritual awareness.
Very cool. Can I be Professor Snipe?
I got the Facebook page already, so I got the name already. And there's nobody else out there with it, at least that's and I've searched for quite a lot on it.
So it's going to be an online thing then, right?
No, it's not. It's going to actually be I'm trying to find an office for it, a place for these classes to start. And then down the road, I want it to be like science. I really do. I really want you to be able to bring your kids in the summertime and come for class.
You've backed away again. You've backed away again. Come forward.
Oh, okay.
There he is.
There he goes again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I said I really wanted to be a place where you can bring your kids in the summertime or in the winter, or you want to come and learn.
Right.
Like a week-long class or week-long learnings or a weekend class where you can actually come and learn with other people.
Right.
Build that community, build the partnerships, build the friendships, that type of thing.
Well, I don't think everyone really has that ability. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they do, but they just don't know how to harness it, I'm going to say.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I believe, so we call, in Psychics Unite, we call psychic as the spectrum.
Okay.
It's kind of the overarching term.
Okay.
And I believe either you're one side where you're sensitive and empath, or you're on the other side of the spectrum where you talk to the dead.
Okay.
But I believe everybody in this world has that ability. I believe we all do. I believe we're all connected. I
kind of agree with you to a certain degree. Like my wife has always been telling me, and so does Dustin. When I was younger, when I was a little kid, yeah, I did experience things. There were things that happened that I can't explain. I can still remember to this day, but now it's gone.
Yeah, and it's gone because of what you do and what you are, and it's kind of like, what we put on people, and that's where I see it starting to lift again. The 50s, unfortunately, were very tough on all of us.
Excuse me.
Because it became so strict of a society, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Early 1800s, or late 1800s, early 1900s, even here in Wisconsin, spiritual and mediumship and the movement was huge.
Right.
There were hundreds of thousands of people coming in for a weekend to Wisconsin here to have readings, to do spiritual work, and do all that type of stuff. I think it's time to start bringing that back.
That would be very cool. Yeah.
Nothing changed other than our beliefs in ourselves and beliefs in there's a higher being and beliefs there's more to this than what we're being told.
Right. Very cool.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to seeing that new school. Like I said, I was trying to say when you were talking, I want to be part of that. I want to be Professor Snape. Is that cool?
Snape.
There you go. I love it.
I'll do it in a heartbeat.
I could definitely use more teachers.
It'd be awesome. Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here now. So ztalkradio.com is your radio program, and we're going to be on there. I hope you'll let us be on there.
Sure will. Yeah, come on.
And you guys need to go to psychicsunite.com and check that out.
Or ScottyBark.com.
Yes, absolutely. And and I almost forgot. Love doing the match game with you.
Oh yeah.
Man, that is so awesome. That was so great.
Yeah, we've been doing that for over 13 years now. I've been doing paranormal match game.
That is so awesome.
We started on the radio back then, and 13 years ago, and now it's out at events. Anytime you see it, and I got to thank all the people that sit behind there, and answer questions. All the contestants and all the celebrities. It's just amazing. It's just a fun time.
Hey, it was a great time. Yeah. So yeah, anytime you're at a convention, you do the match game, right? Is that right?
Well, I do it for certain ones. Yes, not everyone.
Okay, it's very cool. So
for key dates and for officials and shield for the.
It's so fun. It's a great time. It is great. Mr. Rourke, we appreciate you coming on, and we hope you'll come back on again.
Oh, for sure, especially.
Thank you very much. Enjoy it. Take care.
All right.
Absolutely, you too. We'll talk to you very soon. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Bye, guys.
You've been smoking, boy.
Smoking? Don't smoke. Causes cancer.
You know what I mean. Would you just get off a spaceship or something? Colombian gold, man. Grass, hash, the weed. Dig it?
Get sick. Another night on the street, up another day with another friend.
Hey, this is Michelle. Join me Sundays at 8 o'clock Eastern for paranormal news and events.
Paranormal news.
Alright, so for paranormal events here, from paranormalnewsinsider.com. Oh, I'm sorry, no, it's called Paranormal News Insider. It's paranewsinsider.com is the website. So they have a list of all kinds of stuff here you can go check out for yourself. I'm just going to go over some of the stuff here that's listed for ghost conferences and conventions in 2020. There's the Dead of Winter Festival. That's on February 8th, 2020 in Alton, Illinois. Rochester Winter Parafest 2020. That's February 29th through March 1st. Rochester, New York. There's the Twisted Waters Cruise, March 13th through the 16th, 2020, sailing from Port Canaveral, Florida. The Haunted Heights Paranormal Convention, May 8th and 9th, Houghton Lake Heights in Michigan. There's a Gift of Light Expo, that's March 14th and the 15th in Columbus, Ohio. Phenomenology 2020 is March 26th through the 29th in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Oregon Ghost Conference, March 27th through the 29th in Seaside, Oregon. SWF Paranormal and UFO Convention, March 28th. And that is, oh, I'm sorry, that says 2019, but I have a feeling that's a typo. It should be March 28th of 2020 in Fort Myers, Florida. The New England Parafest, April 3rd through the 5th in Kittery, Maine. This says for Friday and Saturday, and Stratham, New Hampshire on Sunday. Gift of Light Expo is April 18th and the 19th in Cleveland, Ohio. The Midwest Parafest, April 25th in Toledo, Ohio. The Bayou City Paranormal Symposium, April 25th and 26th in Pasadena, Texas. There's the Virginia City Paracon, May 1st through 3rd in Virginia City, Nevada. Like I said, you can go to the website and it goes on and on. There are a lot of events coming up this next year. So go to paranewsinsider.com and check it out for yourself. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great week.
This is Rick McCullum of the Hollywood Ghost Hunters, and you're listening to The Dead Zone.
Dead Zone WDZRDB worldwide.
What makes bad kids bad? What makes them do the things they do? Booze, babes, and bad guys. Beautiful girls violated.
truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me.
If you've enjoyed this episode, share it with your friends.
This is the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Thanks for listening.